Sorry, gang, I got something going on here that's not working right. I don't know what it is. I'm going to put the start screen back up for a moment, do a couple of tests, and hopefully I will be right with you. Okay, I think I got it figured out. I believe that my tuner track was coming through and creating weird sounds on my guitar. And it looks like we're working on Facebook. That's good. We'll talk about that more in a moment. Let's actually do this. Let's rock. Partially Inexplicable, baby. It's time. I just realized I did not program in my in-between song lights. So I'll be doing those manually tonight. Hey everybody, what's going on? Had some technical difficulties getting started there. It turned out I had my tuner track playing the guitar rather than just listening to it. And that was creating weird sounds. So that's the thing. So we're kind of doing a little bit of a test tonight. I'm actually streaming to, I believe, 12 different platforms. I'd been streaming initially just to Twitch, and then I started multicasting to YouTube as well. Tonight I have added in a whole bunch of websites, some of which I'd never heard of until just recently. What am I? I'm streaming tonight to Twitch, YouTube, Nano Live, Nemo TV, Africa TV, Facebook, VK, D Live, Trovo, Vaughn Live, Picardo, and Breakers TV. I don't even know what most of those are. I went and made accounts for them. I'm like, let's just do it. Let's just stream everywhere. So if you're coming in on a stream that you've never heard of me before, I've probably never heard of you either, but thanks for stopping in. See, we definitely got some of our regulars here. Miss Susan is in tonight, checking out Facebook for us, and it looks like that's working. Of course, Tom, who goes by Cycler Virgil. My parents are here. And anyone else who's here, hello, thank you for coming in. I hope you enjoy the show. Tonight we are playing my 53rd album. This is called Partially Inexplicable. And I think I would probably put this as one of my top 5 favorites. This one, ever since I put this one out, you know, sometimes I'll just like listen to my music on random play. Every time a song from this album comes on, I'm just like, yeah, I really like this one. And it's very fun stuff to play. I've always had a great time with this. So good stuff. And Renee's here. Awesome sauce. Always good to see my awesome daughter. Best daughter in the entire world. My daughter is better than all other daughters. So there you go. All right. I'm trying to remember the name of that first song now. What's that song called? That is Mistaken Identity. All right, so we just played that. We're gonna move on here. And I'm just trying to arrange my stuff so I will be able to turn on and off the lights and still do everything else that I need to do. I think that will work if I place this over here. And then as soon as I get done with the show tonight, I'll go and program in my in-between lights to be automatic because I didn't do that right. I've been creating lights for a bunch of albums that I've never played before, redoing lights because I've got kind of a slightly different setup since I reinstalled my operating system. So been doing a lot with the lights lately, and every once in a while I miss something. All right. Partially Inexplicable. Good stuff. Let's see if there's anything. Yeah, my parents are recuperating from hiking the Grand Canyon. Everyone's having a good time. All right, so let's just move forward for a bit. This next song, we're going to keep on rocking here. Not G sharp minor, or it is an A minor. The song is called Float Like a Rock. And that is how we float like a rock. All right, let me get some lights on here. Oh, I didn't know Tom had hiked the Grand Canyon as well. That's cool. Tom, I want to brag about Tom. Tom has also done the Seattle to Portland bike ride quite a few times. He is definitely an active dude. What else we got going on in chat here? Just grandparents bragging about grandkids because we're old in this crowd. Even my daughter is a grown-up. Kids, I'll tell you. All right. Well, I don't got anything witty to say about this next one. It's just a normal old rock song. We're still hanging out in, looks like E Phrygian in this juncture of the album. This song is called You Have No Idea. Looks like Teresa showed up. Let me get some lights on here. So yeah, my parents actually live over in Western Washington, over on coastal living like you, Tom. Now that I'm in Eastern Washington, we consider everyone on the west side of the mountains to be coastal living. So we have hit triple digits here, I think twice. And then it got really cold again. We're in that kind of in-between desert stage where it's not sure if it wants to be cold or hot yet, but definitely on the heating up end of things. But it's been nice. It's been very nice. So, good stuff. And yeah, welcome Therese. Welcome anyone else who happens to be watching. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in all. Always appreciated. As I mentioned earlier, I'm kind of testing things out. Streaming to, I think, 11 or 12 different platforms tonight. Most of those are probably empty because I don't even know what they are. So I'm certainly not promoting on them, but we're just going to see if that helps anything, if that's good or bad, indifferent or whatever. So definitely having fun with it. Yeah. All right. So yes, for anyone who's just coming in, we're playing my 53rd album, Partially Inexplicable. We're moving into the 4th song. We're going to slow it down a little bit. We're going to get into some G minor. And this one messed with me earlier. I was practicing my way through this album this afternoon in anticipation of the show, which I should do more often. Practicing actually does work. And I was practicing through, and I kept interpreting this in my head as C minor. And it really throws you off. Fortunately, those are very closely related keys, so it's not too bad as far as what I can do with it. But as I kept thinking of it as C minor, I was like, why is this not working out? Because I'm in freaking G minor here. So remember not to mix up your C and G minors, kids. No one wants that. It's not good for anybody. All right, let's do that. This song is called, quite appropriately, What Happened? All right. And yeah, Doc might be in might be in later, the opposite of earlier, because I'm an airhead. Doc may be in later. He messaged me last night saying he had some stuff going on today. I think he's out of town or taking up a life of crime. Something important, I'm sure. So he wasn't sure if he'd make it at all, but he's hoping to be in at least for the last portion of it. And yeah, maybe he'll show up later, maybe not. But you know what? We got a good group even without Doc. So we can have a Docless show and be okay. Though we certainly do like him being here. I really like playing guitar. Let me just put that out there. This is so awesome that I get to do this stuff. I just freaking love it. So, yes, that's what's going on. I'm just kind of checking some stuff here because kind of working out what's going on with all of my things. Okay, cool. I'm just noticing that I'm streaming to like 12 services, but only, I think half of them are actually showing up in the chat. So it's possible on some of these services there are people chatting and I'm not seeing it. It's probably not, because those services are just kind of completely unheard of, but hit 100 in Austin this week. Okay. It definitely gets toasty down in Texas. Yeah, that is a hot place to be. So let's move forward with some music. It looks like I got a lot of A minor and E Phrygian in this album. I have nothing against that. I often like to kind of move my keys around. Sometimes I get bored just playing in the same areas. E Phrygian and A minor are actually the same exact notes. You just kind of change the root, the tonic, the main note, if you will. And yeah, I do a lot in that key. But let's, yeah. I guess we're going to have to play this in this key because the whole thing's already recorded and I'm just playing over it. So, yeah, I'm going to make up my parts in E Phrygian. You're going to listen to all of it in E Phrygian, and it's going to be an E Phrygian song. This piece is called Bottom of the Hill. I was totally just getting into it there. Didn't even realize the song was coming to an end. That's awesome. I get some lights going here. Where's my lights? Where's my lights? There's my lights. All right. Murder bees, huh? Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas area. Oh, yeah. I met Renee's mom in Texas. We were both in the military. That's where we got together and made us Renee. And she's still down there. She's kind of come full circle. No, actually, we didn't make her there. We made her in Boston. We met in Texas. Yes, that's how it worked out. It was a long time ago. My daughter is a grown-up, which really still bothers me. I know I've mentioned it tonight already. Goddamn kids, man, I'll tell you. Fireflies are cool. Fireflies are cool, and also the show Firefly is cool. So, there's that. The fireflies, I've never had fireflies in my house, so I'll have to take your word on that one. But I believe that. That makes sense. I'll tell you what. If you get those insects in your house bothering you, you just do like the title of this next song says. Give them a reason to bleed. All right, Steven has entered the chat. Thanks for coming in, Steven. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And apologies if this is not enough distortion for you. Get my camera set up correctly here. There we go. Yeah, Satan is neato. Satan's a fantastic guy. So, anyone who may not know, Steven is a buddy of mine, and he's fantastic. He used to head up a band called the Nigel Mustafa Memorial Quartet, and they did a cover of the song that started my love affair with heavy metal. When I was 12, my older brother, Ron, who occasionally stops into these shows as well, he came home with a buddy of his, and they had Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast on vinyl, because this was a long time ago that I was 12. Might have been 11. I was quite young. And, wow, that album just twisted my brain hole up so much. That's where, and if you, Steven, feel free to put a link up to some of your music, please. And check out Nigel's version of Number of the Beast. It's like they're making fun of Iron Maiden and paying homage to them at the same time. It's just so absolutely fantastic. Love what they did with that. So Steven, welcome to the group, the crowd, the crew. We're just kind of kicking it back and having some fun in here tonight. Finding the mistakes on my lights and stuff, and kind of testing out the Facebook thing. This is my first time ever streaming to Facebook, along with a whole bunch of other sites. As I said earlier, some of which I've never even heard of. So yeah, we're just having a good time. It's just fun for the kids. Yeah, everyone check out Steven's work. He is excellent. He and the people he plays with also, just a whole group of very fun people. Got a lot of fun stuff going on. A more stark contrast in musical styles between Steven and I would be difficult to find. We are wildly different musicians, but a lot of fun music going on, hopefully, between the two of us. That might have sounded arrogant. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an arrogant guy. That can happen too. Nonetheless, that's what's going on. So that last song was B minor. We're going to move back over into the E minor kind of thing. Minor is just kind of where I hang out because it's metal. You know, it's what we do. So we're gonna get pretty metal on this one. This is we both love vegan bologna, of course. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? Steven is going to be very good for some extremely witty comments in chat. I'm glad he stopped by. Steven, feel free to unleash the beast on everyone in the chat area. And let's see what we can do with that. While you guys chat, I'm going to rock. This next song is called Burial Chamber. right. And yeah, I definitely need to program my lights correctly next time so they turn on automatically the way they're supposed to. Tom, thank you so much for throwing 25 bucks on stage. Greatly appreciated. Always appreciate people coming in, tuning into my shows, watching my shows, listening to my shows, smelling my shows, but of course, extra appreciation to those who help support my starving artist lifestyle. I know this looks expensive, but these lights cost about $5 a piece. So I got cheap stuff here. There's nothing crazy going on in Randy's world. much crazier than it actually looks. So thank you very much. I'd be super okay with this being played in my burial chamber on a loop while reruns of the Pakistani version of MacGyver streamed from an old TV. The thought of my corpse rotting to Randy's dulcet tones make me special. I'm going to copy paste that because that is completely Zarkin awesome. And for those of you who don't know what Zarkin means, go read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and you will. I'm going to put that in my list of quotes, Steven. This is why I said Steven is welcome in the chat room going crazy. Love that kind of stuff. Awesome sauce. All right. And that's a good compliment, to think that I've written a piece of music that someone would like to have played during their death. You know, I could take that poorly and say, that maybe they're saying they only want to listen to it when they're dead, but no, I'm going to spin that as a positive. So as many of you know, on every album, I dedicate a song to someone, and it is time for that song. This is a piece in F sharp minor. We're going to slow it down a little bit. This piece has got I really enjoy the piano that I put into this one. This worked out very nice. Alex is here. Alex, thanks for coming in, buddy. Good to see you. Hope you are enjoying the show, my friend. Now, this Facebook thing, this could help. Who knows? Probably most of these people didn't even know that I did streams because, Facebook. I haven't been streaming there. But welcome all. This is awesome. So yeah, this song is dedicated to my buddy Andy Gunn. It's kind of a funny story. Andy met Sarah several years back. And back when Sarah and I were just about to move in together. And they got on very well. And they actually went out to dinner. And he was like, are you sure your boyfriend's okay with this? And they went out to Thai food. And my thing was, if there's someone else who can take Sarah to Thai food, that's great. Because I don't like Thai food. I've tried to like Thai food, but I am a terribly picky little jerk of an eater. And it just doesn't work for me. So I was like, yeah, dude, go to Thai food with someone else. Guy, girl, I don't care. Go have Thai food without me. And then when Andy and I met, we just became instant buddies. I want to brag about Andy too. He did a movie, and I wish I remembered the name of the movie, but I'm an airhead, so I don't. But it was kind of this Bigfoot murder thriller kind of movie. It was just really fun, and I went to one of the premieres of that, which I think might have been where I met Andy. That might have been the night that I met him. We just had a total blast. Some little teeny theater down in Seattle. It was totally fantastic. And so this is going to, Andy, I don't know if you made it on to the show tonight, but buddy, I hope you're doing really well. This is going out to you. This piece is called Transcendental Intuition. Oh, wait. That's right, my lights are messed up tonight. Got to do this manually. Boom! Okay. Still figuring out the manual nature of my in-between songlights tonight. What else is so we got Renee and Steven are talking about stuff. This is awesome. Crickets are annoying. Cicadas. Imagine 10,000 crickets all screaming at the same every evening time. At the same time every evening for literally 3 months straight. That sounds kind of metal to me. But of course, I don't have to deal with it. So my opinion is probably not the most valid. Steven says, what I like about your playing is how you never let my ears predict what scale you are going to use. I'm always surprised by something, like when your whole rig blows up on oh, this is a great story. So I was doing a brief, this was back when I don't think my album had come out yet. My very first album I released on January 8th, 2004. And as I was preparing that, a gentleman named Braden McGraw was one of my two drummers. Doc, who's usually in here, who's my moderator, was the other drummer on the album. And through Braden, I got to know Steven and Nigel Mustafa. So I ended up doing this little opening show. I think I was playing just 2 songs. And one of them was Mental Floss, a song that Doc drummed on. And the songs, I think it's like 9.5 minutes long. So we're getting into it. And I'm playing with backing tracks, much like what I'm doing here. And just as I come out of the whale song part, anyone familiar with the piece knows the whale song, which I do on guitar. It's very fun. The whole thing just completely shut down. And everyone was like, aren't you gonna finish? I'm like, dude, my whole rig just blew. I can't. And so it was exciting. It was a very exciting evening. It was fun, and that was kind of where I think Steven and I started getting to know each other. And that was many years ago. It was a good time. So yes, I like to. I'm almost certain that Kevin is probably not watching tonight. Kevin is a guitar teacher and friend of mine that I've known for about 33 years now, and just a great guy. And one of Kevin's things was in working with me specifically, because I was one of the students who actually, practiced and did stuff. And that always makes guitar teachers very happy. As a guitar teacher now, that always makes me very happy when my students, practice and do stuff. But Kevin and I talked a lot about don't give them what they expect. And so yeah, when I'm playing through here, sometimes I'll be like, okay, I'm in like that last song, I'm in F sharp minor. Well, let's throw a sharp 6 in. Let's get a little Dorian feel going here. I know that's something that would really appeal to Steven. He loves Dorian. Or maybe I'll be like, okay, well, now if I've gone into this Dorian feel, now if I do a sharp 3rd, it would kind of make it like a major, but it always be like a jazz slide up a whole step. So now I'm playing in G sharp minor over an F sharp minor. It just gives a good feel to it. And like Susan, who I don't know if she's still watching, we did a lesson just before this. We always do a lesson on Friday evening right before my show. And we were talking about a concept called secondary dominance. And so now that's in my brain. And I'm using some of that information in here, throwing it into my soul. So, what if I go a 5 up from this? So it's great stuff. So that's Steven for you. Renee says, they're ugly too. They come out of the ground every 17-ish years to shed their exoskeletons and mate. Sounds nasty already. So there's little empty carcasses stuck to all the buildings and trees. That's metal. It may be disgusting, but it's definitely metal. So welcome to the show, crickets and cicadas and your weird exoskeleton. We shed our outer shell before we mate as well as humans, and we're kind of disgusting if you think about it. So I can't really knock the cicadas too much because human biology is really gross when you really get down to it. Let's not go into it here, but it's true. All right. Okay, I just want to see where we're at here with stuff. Okay, so we're moving into song number 9. We have 11 songs we're playing tonight. So we're moving toward the end of the show. And there's something coming up, but it's not coming up right now. So hang tight for that. I know some of my regulars are waiting for it to happen. It's not going to happen yet, but it is going to happen soon. So Hopefully we won't break the internet like we've done a few times right before we get to it, because it's going to be a surprise for some of the new kids. All right. Let's move forward a little bit. Jumping back into some E Phrygian here. This song is called I've Been Looking for You. Well, Steven, thank you very much for stopping by. You're probably gone already, but it was good to have you here. It's a shame you had to leave when you did, because this is why people come to my show. What's about to happen, this is the reason. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the G sharp minor portion of the show. You are welcome. And I am bald. There's a scratch up here where I smacked my head on my desk the other day, changed some cables around. All right, we're going to slow it down a bit for G sharp minor tonight. Sometimes G sharp minor is fast, sometimes it's slow. We just don't know what's going on. Orion, whew. It has been a minute. Yes, we need to chat. I didn't see the entirety of your message, but we should probably get together. Well, I live in Eastern Washington now, so I don't know if that's going to be reasonable, but thank you very much for the tip. That is strongly appreciated. Thank you very much. Everyone who tips, always appreciate it. Of course, I also appreciate everyone who just is standing here watching, listening, and smelling my shows. So, all right. Let's hit the G sharp minor portion, shall we? This is the goddess of the sky. All right, and we have survived the G sharp minor portion of the evening. Yeah, and this is definitely a lot easier when I program my lights correctly and these things come on automatically. I'm gonna rectify that as soon as I'm done here. Actually, I'm probably gonna go grab a quick bite to eat and then rectify that, but very closely thereafter. All right, so this song, I think I've only played this album live once before. And I gotta say, the intro to this song is a little tough to get live. It's not hard at all, but the time, I need to set up some sort of a click track that you guys can't hear for this song because the timing is rough on the beginning. All right, that's my problem, no, not yours. I'll see what I can do with this. So we are moving on to the last song of the evening. Again, thank you guys and gals and people and cicadas and weird exoskeleton shedding creatures for coming in and tuning into the show. As I mentioned earlier, I'm streaming to like 12 different services. Only about 6 of them are showing up in the chat, so it's possible there's some chat messages that have gone on that I am unaware of. If you are chatting over there and I'm not responding, apologies. That's something I'm gonna have to look into. But as always, I'm having a great time. I do these shows every Friday at 8 o'clock Pacific time zone. So feel free to continue to tune in. We always have a good time. I have a total of 64 albums out, so we never know quite what I'm gonna play. I don't have all of those albums set up for live purposes. Programming lights is a fairly entailed endeavor, but we got a lot of music out there that we do. And there's more on the way. Album number 65. As my regular followers know, I've spent like 7 months on this here and there, and it's been a weird one with things being deleted and lost and re-recorded, and it's just been crazy. So I don't know when that's coming out, but one of these days, album number 65 will come out. But let's finish up album number 53 for tonight's performance. This last song, we're gonna kick it up. Actually, this is not a very fast song. It's got a good energy to it though. This song is called Excessive Focus. right, gang. That is all I got for that night. Let me get some lights back on. Again, thank you very much for coming into the show. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thank you for smelling what I do. I love doing this. I'm here every Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. Feel free to check out my website, themadpoet.net, which has links to my main channels, which are Twitch and YouTube. All of my albums are available there. There are also links to places where you can purchase my albums. If you are so inclined, all of my albums are available on a pay-what-you-can basis. And I love making music, so that's what I do. You guys have a great night. I hope to see you again next week. Thank you all. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Orion, for the tips. Thank you all for watching. And I'll see you soon. Have a great night.